In this video, I actually want to explore a theme that was presented in the movie Fight Club. So if you haven't seen Fight Club, I recommend, one, watching it, and two, clicking out of this video, because this is a spoiler alert. So, yeah, Fight Club is a fantastic movie. And there are so many different themes, but specifically in Fight Club, again, this is your last chance. If you have not seen Fight Club, I would recommend not watching this video because Fight Club is a fantastic movie, and I don't want it to be spoiled for the viewer because it's wonderful. So yeah, click out of this video. This is your chance. And here we go. So, there is a chemical burn scene in Fight Club. And what I appreciate so much about this scene is how they portray many different elements, right? But specifically how Brad Pitt is sitting with Edward Norton as he's putting a chemical on his hand, and it's burning his hand. It's burning right through his hand. And Edward Norton's basically like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, all this, that, and the other. But the thing is, obviously, because of how the movie works, Brad Pitt is experiencing the same thing as he is. But what he's trying to do is consciously walk him through it. And he's trying to help him understand that if you can surrender to what is in the present moment, because he says he's constantly trying to bring him back to his burning hand, right? He's like, stop trying to deal with it the way those dead people do. Come on, it's right here. This is your burning hand. This is it. Be with it. Because Edward Norton tries to like go back to like, guided meditation and everything, and this, that, and the other. I'm going to my cave. And this is something that I've really been sitting with lately because there are different themes here. There's surrendering and letting go. There is pain and sacrifice, because Brad Pitt talks about without pain, without sacrifice, we'd have nothing. And it's so interesting because, like, when I look at these things, like, obviously this is a very extreme case of having a chemical burning your hand. I can't imagine how painful that is. But he says right off the bat, he says, this is more painful than any burn you've ever had, and it will leave a scar, right? And it's just it's so funny the way that it's approached, because like in the very beginning, Edward Norton's like, what is this? And then just literally so nonchalantly, Brad Pitt is like, this is a chemical burn. And he just starts pouring chemicals on his hand and everything, and he's just having him sit through it and stuff. But what's so interesting is just looking at the theme of where he says, without pain, without sacrifice, we'd have nothing. And it's so interesting because, like, when I apply that to my own life, when I look at the things that I've been through, the kinds of ways that I would argue that I've kind of, like, I guess you could say, like, fasted from things or just stopped my indulgence in, it's really interesting how it has shaped my life, because it has shown me, in very much of a large sense, delayed gratification, right? The whole idea of don't eat the marshmallow, because if you wait long enough and you teach yourself patience, you teach yourself perseverance, you can get two or more, right? So without pain, without sacrifice, we'd have nothing. And this is a very interesting concept, and it's very important here too, because there are two elements here. One of them is just letting go and accepting and surrendering to what is in the present moment, and the other one is pain and sacrifice. So if you can let go of the fact that you're just not fucking there right now, and it's going to take time, it's going to take patience, it's going to take persistence and consistency, and you're going to have to endure pain, and the pain might be subtle. The pain might be as simple as, you have to fast from something, right? So therefore, then, with that, it's possible to achieve or attain that which it is that you're pursuing. And I just think that that's so interesting. Just like the whole idea, that like we're going after what it is that we're going after and what is required to go after that, right? Maybe you need to abstain from something. Maybe you need to stop doing something. Maybe you need to give up something. Our bodies are so dependent and chemically addicted to, or I would say neurochemically addicted to different things. When we give up those things, our bodies have a very specific reaction, right? There's potentially like addiction at hand. And just stepping away from that stuff, there's a whole experience of just like you know, and like it's like you got to take a breath of air again. And when you don't get that breath for a while, learning how to breathe without that, or learning how to just fucking live without that, is everything. So I just wanted to share that. I think it's really interesting to explore letting go. Um, it's only when you've lost everything that you can achieve anything. That's the thing that I thought was so interesting about this. Just letting go of everything, and sitting with what is, you know, surrendering, being with the pain, and then pain and sacrifice guides you to incredible things. There's a huge element of enlightenment here, and I really, really appreciate that.